Greetings, citizens of the internet. I'm Static Buzz, and this is going to be a Final Fantasy XIV starter beginner guide. Things you need to know when you start. This is mainly focused for the players on Xbox that are going to be starting to play as of today if they join the open beta. Or is it a closed beta? I think it's an open beta. So this is going to be for them and anybody who else is just new starting the game. I'm going to give some tips and pointers to help you get started and get through what is a very, very vast and complex game if you want it to be. What I'm going to focus on is if you want to play this like a traditional MMORPG, what you need to know to do that. There is a lot more to this game than just a traditional MMORPG, but maybe I'll do guides on the things that are outside the realm of that. For here, we're just going to focus on how to get you started and going so that you can maybe, hopefully, like Final Fantasy XIV Online. So the first thing I'd like to cover is what makes this game different than most MMORPGs. Man, I'm going to have to say that a lot. I hope I don't. The first thing is the way they do the jobs. So they don't have classes or professions in this game, they have jobs. So if I open up the character screen here and I go over a couple tabs, you will see that I have some jobs here. These are the crafting and gathering jobs that I haven't spent a whole lot of time on. And these are the discipline of war and discipline of magic. So the standard fighting support, you can kind of see there they got tank, they got healers, they got melee DPS, they got physical range DPS and magical range DPS. So what makes this game different than other MMORPGs is that you can switch jobs on a whim. As long as you're not in combat or in an area like an instance that you can't switch because you're in there as a certain role and you have to, it won't let you switch because it wants you to finish that event, that instance, that dungeon before you can switch. But basically, I just come over here. I want to be a ninja. I could be a ninja. And you start at the lowest level for that job when you first get it, and you'll have to build it up individually. But there are things in place to help you do that, which I'll go over in a second. But you could just see I just switched to ninja. I can switch to machinist, which is a ranged rifle wielding class. And if I wanted to do some magic, I could switch over to my thaumaturge, which is basically a mage. They turn into black mages, and I haven't really built this guy up. I don't know why I haven't built him up, but I usually do that. I do have a summoner or an arcanist built up a little bit. Pugilist is a monk, but I'm missing some equipment, so I'll have to sort that out. You can also switch over to the gathering crafting jobs just as easy. See, I got the dancer. So that is one of the things that makes Final Fantasy XIV different than other MMORPGs. The other thing is how they handle a lot of the what they call duties. So in most games, once you get to max level, you only do max level stuff. Since you can switch jobs and go to a lower level job and build that one up, or if you just want to gain some of the end game currency so that you can increase your character's gear by getting some of the stuff that you can use to turn in to get the gear, you can do what they call duties. Among other things, there's raids, there's all that kind of stuff. But duties here, you can see that I could do level 50, 60, 70, 80 dungeons, even though I'm level 80. So level 80 dungeon, I guess, would be good, but the other ones wouldn't seem like they'd be so good. Leveling wouldn't seem like it'd be so good. But what they do, because you can see the levels on the right there, what they do is if I do leveling dungeons and I end up in, say, a level 65 dungeon, my level for whatever job I'm on goes down to that level. So my dancer here, if I got a level 65 dungeon, would go down to level 65. I would still get experience in gear for my current level, but all my abilities and all my stats would go down to level 65. It kind of does some math behind the scenes and changes you to that level. So what this does is it allows you to progress with your current character, your current job, but it also assists other people that have lower level jobs build up. So there are things in the main scenario. I guess I should explain what the main scenario is first. So the main scenario is a main scenario quest. And what that is it's a story that goes through all of the levels. So basically, you start at level 1, you start the main scenario quest, and you can go through it for the most part, without worrying about doing grinding on the side. There is going to be some instances where you'll have to, but for the most part, you won't have to do much of that. And you can take you from level 1 all the way to max level at 90. So by clicking this, I can help somebody that's trying to complete one of the main scenario events so that they can progress, because there's certain things you unlock as you're doing the main scenario quest that you have to do it to unlock them to progress. This helps them, the people that are doing that, and helps you if you've already done it, because you can see that I'm getting experience, I'm getting money, I'm getting, some tokens over there. Now those tokens are level 50 tokens. They're not really great for end game stuff, so you wouldn't really want to do that if you're trying to grind for some end game tokens, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. There's also dungeons in here. You can select a dungeon and you can do it. They also have what they call trusts, and trusts are where you can go in and select these dungeons by level. For me, I would want to do a level 80. 81's too high, so let's go over here. Which one's level 80? A level 80, and then I would join this trust with these NPCs, and I can actually switch these up by unchecking one.
My turn.
And checking another one that is the same role as him. You got to have a tank, a healer, and a DPS in your party. The party is 4 people. So this is another thing that most other MMO RPGs don't do, is they don't let you do trust, or there's also a duty support, which will let you run specific dungeons that are lower with NPCs as well. These are not really trust per se, but you can see some of them let you run with the NPCs that are in the main scenario quest. Well, I guess you wouldn't know that if you haven't done the main scenario quest. Alright, so that is... There's a lot of other things that are different about this game than other MMORPGs, but those are the 2 main things I can think of, is that you can do any job on one... You can do every job on one character. There's no need to create a secondary character for doing another job, unless you want to. And you can build them up and help other characters with your higher level characters and still gain experience and everything while you're doing it. And they have the ability for you to run dungeons with NPCs. Pretty much all the dungeons on the main scenario quests that I've seen, you can run with NPCs. And once you hit level 80, all the dungeons that unlock, you can run with the trusts, which are the NPCs that you want to level up so that they can run those with you. Alright, so now we're going to go into more specifics, and I'm going to jump on another character to show you that. So the first thing you're going to need to select is a race, and I don't want to say sex because that's not really correct these days, the appearance of your character. This can all be customized to your liking. I'm just going to pick a dragon looking Ra. I don't know how to say their names. And we'll go with him. I may or may not actually create this. When you get here, there will always be 2 choices for the clans. They look a little different. And then you'll go through and you'll do all your customization for everything. I'm just going to go ahead and bypass all this just so I can show you the part that I want to get to. I'm not going to save this. Just going to hit OK. These don't really matter much. I haven't seen anything in the actual gameplay that makes this have any kind of effect. So just pick the one that you think goes with your character or that you like or whatever you want. These are kind of like the deities, gods that you worship, support, something like that. Alright, here is the first main choice you're going to have to make. What do you want your starting job to be? I'm going to say class a lot, probably. So you have your Disciples of War, you have a Gladiator, which is your sword and board class. You have a Pugilist, which is a monk. You have a Marauder, which is an axe-wielding tank. A Lancer, who is a spear-wielding DPS. An Archer, which is just like it sounds. It's a bow-wielding character. A Conjurer, who's actually a healer. Even though it doesn't really sound like it when you say conjurer, you're thinking they're going to conjure things and they're going to be having summons and stuff like that. Nope, not this one. This is a healer. The Thaumaturge, however you say that. This is your standard wizard mage character. They become black mages, like I said earlier. And the Arcanist. These are your this is your summoner class. This is the one that gets to summon pets. So beyond the job, what you need to pay attention to is down here on the bottom left, Limsa Lominsa. That is their starting location. Uda and Gridania. Now all of these will get you through the main story, main scenario quest, and then they'll converge at around 15, 16 and become one main scenario quest. Each, I guess the better way of wording that is each area has their own story up till about level 15, 16. So pick the job you want first, I would say, and don't worry about the location. But if you are worried about location, I prefer Gridania, followed by Uda, and then followed by Limsa Lominsa. And my reasoning for that is Gridania, everything's right around the city. You can exit on any side of it, and the thing you need for the main scenario quest is pretty much going to be in the zone next to it, with a couple of exceptions. A little higher past 10, you might have to go one extra zone out to get to it. I think 2 max. Where Uda, you have to travel quite a bit, and Limsa Lominsa even more so. So if you're looking for like a compact place to go through the main scenario quest, you want to pick Gridania. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're gonna select I guess Conjure. It's kind of weird for a guy that looks this rough, but we're just gonna go ahead and go with that. We're gonna give him a name, maybe. Give him a name. Test player. If it lets me have that. Oh, it let me have that. Alright, so there's gonna be a cutscene here. I'm gonna skip it. I'll let you guys go through it, but that's not really the point of this. Oh, I gotta wait. So I'll come back when I'm at the spot that I'm ready to continue. Alright, so hopefully you heard and felt, and that's all I'll say about that. And then you've gotten into your starting city. Now, each starting city is going to be a little different, but right when you come in, there's going to be a person with this icon above their head. This icon is a standard side quest. In the case of this one, you need to take it. It's not optional. You have to take it. There's no way to get to the main scenario quest without taking it. So you're going to want to talk to this guy and take this quest. Unfortunately, you can't skip through any of this. It's just going to be what it is. I'll go through it as fast as possible. Alright, quest accepted. I understand. Alright. So typically you can sprint, but not until you've gone and talked to Mione. Alright, so that right there is the icon for a quest that you can complete. So talk to her. It'll complete the first quest. And don't worry, I'm not going to go through every quest. I need to do this so that I can get to a point to show you all the different quest icons. So we're going to complete this one. So you can see how that looks. You can see that I'm already level 2. Booyaka. Alright. That icon right there is the... Oh, it got smaller when I guess it stays the same size. That's weird. That is the main scenario quest. You want to always have the next main scenario quest queued up. Otherwise, you might lose track of where you're at. So if you finish something and the icon pops up, get the next quest so that you can continue on tomorrow or the next day. If you don't take it, you might get lost and not know where you left off. Alright, so now you'll see that if I go to my journal, I have close to home as my quest. Alright, so I'm going to do close to home and come back after that, because then it's going to unlock the icons and I can show you the other quest icons, and I will be right back after doing that. I guess before we get to that, I should show you how to get to the next quest marker for the main scenario quest. So you see this is telling you where to go. So we are going to head, actually I'm going to head over to this side because I know exactly where I'm going. So you can see here it's saying go to this area. Now you can, if I stop messing up, click on this, it'll show the next area and where the quest is, where it is for the quest that you need to go. Alright, so I'll be back after I complete this. Alright, so I completed that quest, and now I'm going to show you some other quest icons that you're going to need to know about. So this is the main scenario quest, and we want to take that so that we can keep track of where we're at, but when we click on her, it says that I have to be level 4 to get it. So I have to get to level 4 in any of the jobs that I have to be able to get this quest. Now, because it's level 4, it's got to be the starting job, because you can't switch jobs until you get to level 10, and I'll explain a little bit of that later. Alright, so remember, this is our regular quest here, and this is what they normally look like. And these are the rewards. If I wanted to see what I would get for doing this one, I can look right there. And I'm going to run up here. So that I can go over to the Conjurer's Guild. Alright, so there's going to be, when I jump over here, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's going to be these small Aethernet shards. They're going to be all over the city. You're going to want to grab them all. You can see their locations by clicking on one of them and then going to it. It'll show you where it is on the map. Because once you've attuned to all of these, you will be able to get 3 more that are outside of the city, like here. Not there. You'll see each city has a handful of them. You'll want to grab them all, and once you've got the last one, it'll unlock 3 to 4 locations that you can, for free, teleport to from one of these that is just outside the city, and that'll be very helpful on getting around when you're trying to go and complete your quest and do things. Alright, so the reason why I'm running over here is to show you another type of quest. which is the blue quest. The blue quests are ones that unlock something typically. Not all of them unlock anything great or grand, that you need to, but there are some that will unlock, say, the ability to change your hairstyle and your look, right? There'll be some that you can do to unlock the ability to do transmog on your gear. There's going to be a slot in the gear that lets you put a gem in them that they call materia. If you're familiar with Final Fantasy, you know what I'm talking about, materia. And you can you go to do a quest to unlock that. There's going to be one for dyes, and I could go on. This one here, though, unlocks the Conjurer class for me. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. I'm going to accept, and hopefully I don't hit the wrong button. I usually go through this so fast that I mess up, but you can see that I'm already level 3, but I haven't really even started it. It's just because the starter job, it gives me that. But by doing this, I will get a level 1 quest and some starter gear. Well, I guess since I already have the staff, I won't. But on ones that you take after, can't skip, after you've got to level 10 and completed your level 10 job quest, you can switch classes, and when you take that first quest, they give you the weapon that you need to do that job. Hope that makes sense. I can probably show you that on another character. So now I've got a quest to slay some bugs and whatnot. I'm not really going to play this character, so I don't know why I'm taking that. Alright, so those are the quest icons that you need to know about. So let's jump to the outside, and I'll go over some combat. I'll be right back when I get there. Alright, so we're out here and we're near the quest, the area for the quest that we need to do. You can see that there's a queue on all of these things. That means that we need to take them out to complete the quest. Before we do that, I want to show you a couple things. Since this is geared towards the Xbox players, you're going to want to hit the right trigger, and then you can hit A or B to execute the actions over there. Now, I can't do the rock action or the stone action because I'm not targeted on an enemy. I don't really like this setup in the way they have it, so I'm going to switch it up a little bit. To do that, I'm going to hit the back button. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the B button because I want to move that. And I'm going to hit the A button because that's where I want to move it. And then I'm going to hit B again because I want to move Cure to up over here. And then I'm going to hit back when I'm done. So again, you hold the right trigger down or the left trigger, depending on which one you want. And then you hit the back button, and then you can move, say, I want to move sprint to down, right? Now, there is also, since I don't like the teleport and all that on the main bar, you can hit, say I'm going to hit the A button on the left trigger, and then I'm going to hit the right button, and then I'm going to hit 7, because that is the button set 7, and then I'm going to hit the left trigger again, and I'm going to put it there. Then I'm going to hit the, left trigger. Now I'm going to hit the right button again. I'm going to hit Y for 1, and I'm going to do the same thing with the teleport. And back to 1. And the, oh, what do they call this? This is the, let's exit out real quick in this here. Auto attack. Yeah, we definitely don't need auto attack. As soon as we do a spell, it'll be fine. So we're going to hit B, right button, 7, left trigger, B again. And then that's going to clean up our first bar, our first set, so that we don't have to have non-combat moves in it. Having sprint over here is always a good idea until you run out of bars, and then you'll have to make a decision. But for now, it's fine. Alright, so how combat works. I'm going to target the squirrel, because that's what I need to attack, and I'm going to hit A. It will attack. It has a cooldown, a cast time, and all that good stuff. It doesn't really line up exactly to what you see the timer there. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. So where you could find the actions, and I'm hitting the start button to bring up the menu just in case you're wondering, is you can go to actions and traits. So you can go to actions, and then you can see all the actions that you can get on your class and when they unlock. Now if it's a level 1, I shouldn't say 1, if it's level 5, 10, 15, 20 action, because you can see the level for it there, then it might unlock with your job quest for that level. And what I mean by that is at level 1, you see I got a quest here, right? I've got to take out all these animals and bugs. When I'm done with that, I turn it in, I get experience, and I complete the quest. At level 5, I'm going to get another quest, and at level 10, I'm going to get another quest. You're going to want to do those as you're leveling up. You don't have to be exactly at the right level. You know, you could do it at 6 or 7, but you don't want to put it off too long because it usually unlocks something for your job. In this case, I'm going to get Arrow at level 4 and Medica at level 10. So since this is level 4, it'll probably just unlock when I get to level 4, and Medica might require a quest, a job quest. I'm just throwing that out there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I think I took out a ground squirrel, and I'm going to take out one more after this. Alright, so if you want to make sure you're targeting the right one, so if I hit A and it's not on the right one, then I'm going to want to hit the D-pad to switch through targets and then hit A when I get to the right one. That is how the controller works. It is really hard to heal with the controller, so I would recommend doing that with a keyboard and mouse if you could. But it is doable. You're just going to have some skills. Alright, how come? I guess those are not on my... I want to show you the hunting logs, because that is an alternate way to get some experience and feel like you're making progression in your class or your job. See, there I go again, class. Old habits die hard. Alright, one more. Ladybugs should do it. Pretty sure ladybugs are in my hunting log, or maybe the hunting log doesn't open until level 4. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking it doesn't open till level 4. So let me scoot through that real quick. I guess I could just look and see if it's there. How about that? Logs, hunting log. Yeah, it hasn't unlocked yet. So let's get to level 4 real quick. I know it unlocks before level 5. Oh, how to unselect your target is the B button on the Xbox controller. A to target, B to untarget, D-pad left and right to switch targets. Alright, we're almost to level 4, and I can show you guys this part of the game. Alright, one more should do it. Alright, one thing that I need to point out is you see that on the stone down there, it's red. That means I'm out of range. When I get in range, it'll turn white, and as long as I start casting it, unless they move really, really far away, it should still go off. And that should do it. Boom. Level up. See, I learned arrow. Fates, we'll go over those in a bit. Did it unlock the... It did not unlock... Oh, I think I gotta complete the level 1 quest first. So what you saw there was Arrow doesn't have a cast time, but it does have a cooldown, where Stone has a cast time and a cooldown, but the cast time and the cooldown kind of coincide with each other, are the same length. However you want to word it, you can pretty much continuously cast Stone one after another. So you can see there, it's got a cast time of 1.5, a recast of 2.5. So I guess it's not quite 1 for 1, but it's close. And it tells you your MP cost, but MP usually comes pretty fast in this game unless you're doing some raiding and stuff. You'll have to watch that. And over here you can see the arrow is instant and the recast is 2.5. And the MP cost is 200, the same. Same for this, except for the MP cost is 400. Alright, we're going to go ahead and speed this up by going A. So another thing is, you'll see that this is my home, right? If I click on it, set is home and it's starred. That means this is my home. So when I use the return ability that is on a cooldown, like a 10-minute cooldown, then I will come to this location. But once I'm inside Gridania, I can freely go to any of the Aethernet shards that I have attuned to. Let's go back to 1, the sprint. Turn this in so I can get a better item. Actually, let's turn in this one first so I can see what the... I don't even know why I'm worried about it. I'm not really going to play this character. This is just for this video and this video alone. Alright. So there we go. We unlocked the hunting log, which is what I was talking about. You can see that the next quest that I can do, I need to be level 5, which is fine. You can focus on the hunting log. If you go here, you'll see that it wants us to take out some ladybugs, some ground squirrels, some of the mushrooms we were fighting, and some other things. Alright, let's go back outside so that I can show you a couple other things and some icons over the enemies. Before we do that though, let me show you about items and quest rewards and all that good stuff. Alright, so on Xbox, I hit the X button over this, and then I hit A when it pops up. Every once in a while, you get it where there's multiples. You just hit X, A, and then you'll get them all in there. That's how you turn them in the quick way. So we're going to get experience, but if I look here, I can get Disciple of War, which I'm not. I'm a Conjurer, which means that I am a Disciple of Magic. So then there's all classes. It'll give me Intelligence and Mind. And then I could also take the bronze piece here that gives me some gil if I sell it. Now, you can hit the X button and do an item comparison and see what you have on your hands to what you'll get. Now, the armor is the same. The magical defense is the same. I should say the defense, which is your physical armor. The magical defense, they're both the same. So I'm not gaining anything there, but I am gaining intelligence and I am gaining mind, which will help me with my spell casting. So I'm going to go ahead and take those. Alright, and then it unlocks the armory chest because now I've got an item. So I'm going to hit the start button again, go to character, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go recommended gear. And you'll see that it has this highlighted, but it doesn't have the gloves because it's only going by the armor. So I'm going to go to hands, I'm going to go to Oh wait, no, it's not showing them because I can't equip it yet. I gotta be level 5. So scratch that. I was thinking it wasn't showing it because of the armor and everything matched, but no, it would. It would tell me that that is better for me. So, all right, I'm gonna head outside. I'm gonna show you a couple icons above the enemy so you know what you're looking at. All right, so we're gonna start with the icon on the ladybug here, and you see that little symbol that looks like an alien. Looks like an alien to me. I think it's supposed to be like an arrow down or something. I'm not quite sure. That means that it is passive. That means that it will not attack it unless you attack it. The swirly thing on top of it, it's kind of hard to see. That means that it is in your hunting log. So if you go to your hunting log, you'll see that there are little ladybugs, and I need 3 of them to complete that task. So I guess we could do that real quick so I can show you what it looks like when you complete it. I say real quick and then I pick a level 2. Well, I guess I'm level 4, so not a big deal. Alright, where's another ladybug? Well, heck, maybe I should just do squirrels then. Squirrels are all right here. Another thing I want to point out is once you get so many levels above these mobs, they will link together and attack you in multiples. So it is possible to attack one and then get attacked by all the surrounding ones around it, depending on how high level you are. It's usually not a problem unless you're just barely at that level and you can't handle them, but I haven't ran into an issue with it quite yet. And I'm not being very efficient. Alright, so you can see that now it's complete. Hunting log shows as complete. Another thing that you can pay attention to is it tells you where it's at. Central Shroud, Jadeite Thick. So if we exit out of here and we go here, you can see that this is Central Shroud, and here's the Jadeite Thick listed on the map. So you can see where it is on the map if you're trying to complete the log. Alright, so remember how I said that that icon was for passive? That's a level 12, I'm a level 5. I can walk up to this thing all day, it won't attack me unless I attack it. So now, I'm going to go and do something a little dangerous. I don't know if their aggro range increases by the amount of levels they are above me, but we're going to take a look anyways. And that's why my sprint is up, so if I need to use it, I can. Alright, you can see that those dire mites are level 10, and they have a different symbol above them. They have like a yellow alien with red around them. That means that they are aggro. They're aggressive. That's the word I'm looking for. They're aggressive. They will attack you if you get within their eyesight. Let's see if I can get one to do that. Oh, they turned away on me. Alright, this one's looking this way. I need to be able to run from it though, because see, there we go. They're attacking me. You can get away pretty easily though if you sprint. They won't go that far. And there's a guard right there too, so well. So now you know which ones are aggressive, which ones aren't. And I hope that helps you out. Alright, what else do I want to show you? Let me think about that for a second. Alright, I'm going to switch to another character so I can show you some other stuff, other things. I guess is a better way of wording it. But before I do that, I wanted to let you know that, okay, so there are other ranks, but you have to on your hunting log, there's other ranks, but you have to complete the hunting log before it to unlock the next one. So you'll have to get all of these taken care of before you can move on to the next one. And once you've done that, you'll get the reward that's up there, 2,500 experience. So it's not really great. It's not really a must do, but it is something you can do to feel like you're progressing, like I said, and to get a little bit of extra experience. Alright, I'm going to switch characters and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm on my other character. Right now I am a level 11 gladiator with not so great gear. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to select put on my best gear, and you can see I'm going to equip that. And because I have gear sets unlocked, which I will show you how that works, I can now update that gear set, and anytime I go to my gladiator, I now wear in that new gear. So what I wanted to show you is on the map, you see that there is a fate here, and you can see that it's got 0 progress going through completing the fate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try to get that complete by taking out these enchanted fungus. So you can see that icon there means that this is a fate enemy that you got to take out for the fate. Now, I'm higher level, so I have to sync my level to be able to fight these mushrooms. And for whatever reason, I don't have all my actions on my action bar. So let's fix that. And I can show you how to fix that right here. So we're going to go to actions. We're going to hit A button so that we can go over here. We're going to hit X, and then we're going to hit where we want it to be. So for me, it was right trigger and B on that one. So remember X, and then I'm going to right trigger and Y for that one. Total Eclipse, I'm going to put that one over here. That is a multi-enemy attack there. So all right, now that we've got some up, let's go wreak some havoc. And you can see that 2 of them joined in on the fight because I'm a higher level than they are, and they like to do that, but that's fine because I need as many of those as I can possibly get quickly. So you can see that if I go over it is now 40% complete, and I got 1 minute and 45 seconds to get the rest of it. Actually, I think I did these wrong, so let's move that there, that there, that there. Alright, yeah. I think that fight or flight is a buff. Now, even if I run out of time, I will get graded on how I did in my participation in this fate. And yes, you are seeing in my companion. That is something you unlock later on. I do have a video on that on the channel. You also saw me on a mount. That I also have a video on the channel of how to get your mount. I'll be working on a video on how to get flying unlocked, so that'll be coming soon. You can see that this guy is fighting them as well. These 2 people are fighting him as well, and the progress is going up without me doing anything. So the progress is just open to everybody. It's an area event. Anybody can join. Doesn't matter your level. And you saw that I got a reward for that. So that's how fates work. Now on the Xbox and also on the PlayStation 5, for Xbox it's achievements, for PlayStation 5 it's trophies. Doing a certain amount of those gets you a trophy, like I think 10, 100, 1,000, and maybe even 10,000. I think there might be 4 achievements, trophies for doing fates. So keep that in mind if you're an achievement hunter. And also, it's not a bad way to level up and get money and whatnot on your alternate jobs. So it's not too bad. Now, if you look at the map, you can go over here and you can see other ones. That's a level 10 one. I could join that without syncing. This is level 31 one. It would tell me my level is too low, and I can still do it, but I wouldn't get as much experience and reward regardless because my level is lower than it. And 10, no problem. 9, no problem because it's not 6 levels or more. So those are fates. Now I'm going to show you some leavelets. I can never pronounce these things. Alright, here's the Mounty Mount. All right, before I go any further past this, why is the jump, in case you need to jump over things, there's a leave met dude here. I'm going to show you the mounts and how I'm doing that. If you right click these, and you can select them as favorites. And right now I'm only showing my favorites, but if I go right, it'll show you all of my mounts. Now this is a character that I've used for just making videos, and I haven't really farmed for mounts. Those will be videos on their own, but I haven't got to that point yet because I'm still working on my other videos. But anyways, so you go to mounts, and then you can go to whatever one you want. You can right click it, you can add it to hotbar. Like say I wanted that, I can just do that. But down here is the one I use, and it's the mount roulette. And if you check this, it'll only randomize the ones you select as favorites. So you can see the ones that I have as starred are my favorites, and those are the ones that it'll choose between. Now there's also minions, and you could do the same with them. You could go add to favorites, add to favorites, add to favorites, add to favorites, go down here, add that one to the hotbar, but then select this so that it only does favorites. And now if I jump off my mount by clicking the left stick, or I can hit the same button that summons the mount, I can jump off as well. But if I hit that, it'll summon one of those minions that I selected in there. Hitting the same button will make it disappear. Hitting it again will go to the next random one, just the black chocobo. Maybe I'll get the bunny. I got the cat. Did I not pick the bunny? I thought I picked the bunny as well. Yep, there's the bunny girl. So that is how you get your minions, and once you get your mount, you get that out. Your companion is also over here. They're a little different. You need to buy, it's part of the quest, but you need to buy the XIV greens and use those to summon them. And I have that on the hotbar as well. One of these hotbars, I think. Maybe I don't. I thought I did. I definitely did on my monk. Yep, there it is. Alright, so now let's talk about some other things that you need to know. Like I said, you could play any job you want. Once you get to level 10, and you've done your level 1, 5, and 10 job quests that you started off with. For the last character that I showed you, that would have been the Conjurer. I would have had to level up to level 10, done level 1, 5, and 10 quest, and then once I've completed the level 10 quest, it'll tell you that you're able to go and switch jobs. To get that job, you have to go to that guild for that job, or the building that it's in, however you want to word it. I don't know if it's a guild, but you understand what I'm saying. They'll be on the map. They'll be there. So let's go to Udall. Let's give you a little bit of a scenery change. So I already have all the classes, but I'm going to say, let's pretend I did not have the Gladiator. I would go over to the Gladiator Guild, which is right behind me. Nope, down here. Yeah, down here. Go in. There'll be the blue quest here for the receptionist. It's the same with all of them. It doesn't matter if it's Disciple of Magic, Disciple of War, if it's a Gatherer or a crafting job, they'll all have a receptionist, and it'll all be there. You go and you click on them, you take that quest, they'll send you over to their guild master, which happens to be this one for the Gladiator. You'll talk to them, and they'll ask you a question, and you'll want to say yes. They're all different depending on the job. And then once you hit yes, you'll go through some more text, and then they will give you the item you need to put in your main hand to switch to that class. Now right now you see I'm a monk, but if I went to and switched to this, I am now a samurai. And then I could go over here and I could get my best gear or whatever. I already have that saved over here. But let's say that I didn't. Let's say that I didn't have the samurai. Where's the samurai? It's the top one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and right click that. We're going to delete. Okay. Alright, so now I'm a samurai. I'm on the monk gear set. I'm going to go recommended gear, and it'll give me all the recommended gear for the samurai at the level I'm at. It'll give me all the best gear that I have, and I'm going to hit that. And then I'm going to go over here because I don't have this job on this list yet, and I'm going to hit plus. And then it's going to add the samurai to the first open number. You saw that 1 was the one that was on, and it took that one. If I had all of these filled, it would take 18 or 17 because I think I have all the jobs on here. No, I don't. I don't have machinist, dancer. I don't have a lot on this one, I guess. But that's how that works. And then you could go over here and you can switch between them freely, and it'll actually switch your job. The next thing you need to know about jobs is at level 30 on all the starting ones, they morph into a more advanced job. I don't know how else to word that, but like the pugilist is the one you start out as for the monk. You don't start as a monk, you start as a pugilist. So if I go over here and I actually unequip this, you can see that it switched my class to pugilist. Once you get to level 30, there'll be a level 30 class quest you'll need to complete. Once you complete it, it'll give you a soul of that class. Soul of the Black Mage, Soul of the Samurai. And you'll equip that, and you'll become the advanced job for your starter job. Now, some of these other jobs, like the Scholar, the Astrologian, the Sage, those all start at a higher level. Like the Sage, I think, starts at 70, maybe 80. I think it's 70. The Scholar might start at 60. The Astrologian, they're all different. You'll have to look them up for the ones you want to unlock. The Rogue is like between 10 and 15. Samurai's 50. I just started that one, so I know that. The Machinist is probably 50 or 60. The Dancer is 60, I believe. But like I said, you'll have to look those up and figure out where they are if you want to go to those. So here's my recommendation to anybody starting out. I recommend that whatever your starting job is, if you like it, once you get to level 10, then stick with it and do the main scenario quest until level 50, and then you'll be able to unlock flying. So you're going to unlock your mount, I think at level 18 or so, your companion a little bit after that, and then at 50 you can unlock flying on your mounts. So my recommendation is that you stick with that job all the way to level 50. Now, if you wanted to do some crafting along with it and some gathering to break up the monotony of the main scenario quest, that is fine, but I would not switch classes unless you got to level 10 and you did not like the class, the job that you were in. Then I would try another one, and then I would stick with the one that I liked the most. And even after that, I would probably only pick one gathering and one crafting to try to keep close to the main job and work that one all the way through to max level. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you need to go through the main scenario quest to unlock a lot of things. And on top of that, you get a bonus experience for having one class higher than another. So it doesn't benefit you to have two classes at level, or two jobs at level 50 and leveling them both at the same time. One at 49 and one at 50, yeah, you'll benefit at the 49 one. But as soon as that other one gets, as soon as you get the 50, you're not benefiting anymore. You don't have that EXP bonus you're getting from the higher job. So that's why I say pick one job, get it to max level, and then at that point go in, start working on the other ones. I didn't do that on this one because, like I said, I'm making videos and I have a black mage that's 80 and a monk that's 49, and I'm using those to help me make videos. Otherwise, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd get my black mage to 90, and then I would level up the other ones. As for which disciple of hands or which disciple of land that you want to take, I can't really say that any of them will benefit you in leveling up. You'll get gear from doing dungeons and stuff that is better than what you can make for the most part, unless you surpass the level that your fighting support job is. But even at that, it's really so that you can use materia later on. You need to have a disciple of the hand about the level of your job so that you can put materia in and out of the gear. And I can show you the slots here. You can see that there's some green slots here. And if I right click here, I don't think I have any that I can. You also unlock the ability to take out materia once you've synced with them, but I think I've already done that with all these. I don't think I've gotten any new gear that'll let me do that, and it's got to be like green gear. So anyways, that's all a video for later, but those are my suggestions. Go through the main scenario quest, max it out, then work on your side jobs, unless you really just don't like the class you're on. Now, that's not to say that you couldn't, say, get monk up to level 60 and then switch to another class that starts at level 60. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. You should just have an idea what you want to do and which one you want to get to max level first. That is probably what I'll do with this one once I get the main scenario quest higher than my monk, is I'll probably switch over to like a dancer or something, just because I like dancer. It's fun. It's a fun class. Trying to think if there's anything else I missed. Yeah, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna show you the levet system and how it works. Alright, so we're here at the spot that I want to do the leaves or levets or whatever you call these. I've never heard anybody say them right, but I wanted to point out that there's a chocobo keeper here, and what these are they're basically early game transport systems. So I can hire a chocobo to any of the ones that are connected to this that I've already gone to and clicked on the chocobo. You'll know that you've clicked on them because they won't have an icon above them. This one does not have an icon above them. It'll be like a quest icon. So he doesn't, so I've already clicked on him, but I could go and I could jump on one of these and it'll take me to these places if I wanted to. So when you see those, grab them. When you see these aetherites in locations, attune to them. You can make them your home if you want. I would not recommend doing that to anything but the main city. Alright, so we have these levets here, and you're going to learn about these if you pay attention to the main quest. You can do these as battlecraft or fieldcraft or tradecraft, and basically this is all of the disciples of magic, all the disciples of war. Fieldcraft is all of the disciples of the land, and this is all disciples of the hand. I always get confused on the other ones. Yeah, that is correct. All right, we're gonna do one for battlecraft because I'm on my gladiator right now. Now you can see this one's level 10, and you can kind of click on these and see where they're at. by the picture that it's on. There's none right outside, unfortunately. But you can also see the rewards. We don't need any of that. Let's do that. I guess we'll just do that. We'll just do the one. So now I've accepted that. Now I can go to my journal. I can minimize the quest here, and then it'll only show lev quests. And then I can click on it and go map. It'll show me where it's at on the map. That green area is where it's at, and you want to be close to it before you activate it. So we're going to jump on our mount, and we're going to run over there. This is another reason why I'm saying you should wait till you're 50. I'd be able to fly right now if I waited till I was 50 to build up this character, and it'd be so much faster. But having a mount is good enough for me, so we'll just go with that. Alright, I'm going to make sure I'm on here. So now I'm going to go back to journal. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to make sure I'm in the area. You can see I'm like right outside of it. I'm going to initiate. I'm going to hit OK, and you can see that I can take this here and move it up or down. See, this would be level 10. This is level 11, which is what I'm at. I can go all the way up to level 14 if I want. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'll show you that you can do that and survive even at level 11 if you want. And then we're going to confirm, and then boom, it's gonna start the quest. There's a timer on the right, and you can see that there's 4 little areas we got to go to. It kind of tells us what we got to do. And we're going to grab this guy and get busy. So hopefully this guy does a area move so that I can show you guys. Yep, there he goes. So when you see red like that, get out of that area. It's not always going to be a circle around, but that means that he's going to do a move that does damage where the red is lit up. You do not want to be in that when you can avoid it and not take damage. Alright, so let's go over here. You saw that the guy's level 14 and not really a problem. Alright, I'll speed this up so you don't have to sit through all of this. Basically, I'm just going to go to all the areas, the circles, and eliminate the enemies, because that's all I really need to do. Just keep an eye out for chests, because sometimes there are chests in them. And I just realized that maybe I'm not having a problem with this because I have my companion with me. That's very possible as well. What level is my companion? He's level 11 with me. Okay, so he's not really helping that much. Alrighty, on to the last area. Alright, so I just completed the leave levee, and now you get the option of returning home or returning to Horizon, which is where I accepted the quest, or saying no and staying here. If you have more leaves in the area, I would say no, but since I only have the one, I would say yes. But I want to see what happens when the timer runs out. It just leaves me right here. Well, that is a bummer. I was hoping it was going to take me back. So now we got to run back. So there, now you know. I'd never let the timer run out before, so I didn't know what it did. So basically what this is a way to level up your jobs, even your alts or your main, however you want to do it, in a controlled manner. Doing fates is another way to do it, but that's not controlled because those are all random and whatnot. Doing dungeons and that kind of stuff, those are probably the best way to get experience, but at the same time, if you're DPS, it's going to take you 5+ minutes to get into one, which isn't bad considering some of the other MMOs that I played, or it takes a lot longer. But at the same time, depending on the party you end up with, it could fall apart. Now, in this game, typically it doesn't. I would say about 90 to 95% of the groups that I've gotten to with randomly have turned out to be positive. So that is a good thing about this game. Anyways, let's collect our rewards so you can kind of see what we do. So we got a difficulty. Because we upped the difficulty, we get a bonus. We get a speed of completion because we did it faster than the allotted time. And here are our rewards, and you can see the bonus there. We get an extra, almost the same amount of experience for actually doing it, and about half the gil, and also some bubble chocolate. And those are leaves. So let me think, what else do I need to let everybody know about? Alright, so I guess we're going to wrap up in a little bit, but I want to leave you with a couple things. And this might be spoilery, so if you don't want to hear it, turn the video off at this point, but it's not that spoilery. I'm not going to give you specifics. At about 15 or a little bit after, if you're doing the main scenario quest on its own, just going straight through that, then that's what I recommend you do. You're going to get to a point where you're going to travel to the other two main cities. So you'll have your starting city, and at that point they're going to require you to, for the main scenario quest, to go to the other two cities. When you get to those cities, I'm going to recommend that you attune to the big aetheryte crystal and also the Aethernet shards, all the Aethernet shards in that city while you're there before you leave. That's going to be the first thing. But after that, you're going to come back and do the main scenario quest. I would recommend that you put your home on the main Aetherite crystal in Ul'dah. And you'll see the reasoning for that as you continue through the main scenario quest. I won't say more than that. Until you get to further on, like past level 50, then you can switch it to another spot if you like. That'll be up to you. But I'm going to recommend you put it in Ul'dah for reasons. So just trust me on that. Also, after you've done the quest that you go to all the three cities, you're going to do a couple more quests, and then there's going to be a quest that takes you to Alport from Limsa Lominsa to Alport, and you're going to go to the Hall of Novice. One of the things they don't tell you in the Hall of Novice when you go there for the quest, the main scenario quest, is that you can do some tutorials for your role and get some nice gear for that level. I recommend you do all of those and get all the gear for whatever role you're doing. And if you start up another role, like say you start off like I did as a conjurer, I'll get all the healing gear for level 15-ish by doing that tutorial. If I start up a gladiator at level 15, I'm going to go back to there. I'm going to do the tank tutorial and get all the gear for the gladiator as well. And for the DPS, I'll do the same. And for melee DPS and for casting DPS, those are two different kind of roles. Range DPS, melee DPS. I would do it for all the different roles because you'll get gear for all of that. Alright, anything else that I can think of? Okay, so another thing you're going to want to do if you're working on grinding out some experience, doesn't matter what job you're doing, it could be a battle one or a crafting gathering one, you're going to want to have a food buff on you at all times because it gives you a 3% experience bonus when you have it on you. All food, doesn't matter what level, where, when it was made, how it was made, is going to do that. So it doesn't matter if you're eating raisins, doesn't matter if you're eating Marmot steak, or you're having some raptor stew. Even this bubble chocolate that I just got. It's all plus 3 experience. Have a food buff on you at all times. It will help. Also, if you can, join a free company as soon as you can, because free companies give you buffs like what you see up here. I want to make sure I'm on general now that I'm thinking about free companies. Experience through battle, and this one is teleport fees are reduced, but they have other buffs that they can give you depending on the guild, so they'll do whatever they want. I think they had turned off the XP one for battle over the weekend and did one that gave extra rewards from the golden saucer, which I haven't even talked about. There's so much in this game that beyond just what I've shown you. What I've showed you is just the basics so that you can get into the game and feel like you're doing something and gaining levels with your job and that kind of stuff. I'm going to make a basic crafting and gathering guide as well, so that'll be another video if you're interested in that. After you hit level 10, I would say after you got your mount, go through and get your mount and then start crafting. That's usually a good time to do it. And like I said, I would keep one gathering and one crafting about the same level as your battle job. I'm just going to call them battle jobs. I know they're disciple of magic and disciple of war, but they're battle jobs or fighting jobs. And then at level 18, you're going to want to unlock the materia, like I mentioned earlier, so that you could do materia. Grab all your chocobo points, grab all your crystals again. There's so much to this game, I feel like I'm missing stuff. Let's go over the armory chest. So the armory chest, this is by default, all of the gear that you get that you can equip goes over here. Now you can see that I have a bunch of old monk stuff. And you're probably wondering why I have this stuff. That is because at a certain point in the game you're going to get retainers, and I guess I better just show you retainers. So I'm going to go to Uda, and then I'll show you retainers. It shouldn't take too long. Retainers, in a sense, they're multifaceted, but they're kind of like a bank for a I don't know how to describe them. That's the best I can describe them. They're like a bank / market selling tool, and they also go on ventures. So, all right. So here's one that I have, and you can see that I can give items to her, which I have. This is the items on her. I could go over here if I wanted and give her any of these items that I didn't want to use, so that she could hold on to it. Like I said, it's like a bank. She can hold 175 items, or stacks, I should say. So it's usually more efficient to give them stacked things than individual things, but I kept these over here because they were just taking up space and I don't need them till level 28. See, I have dyes over here. I've got some glamour stuff, which is the transmute stuff. So that's one of the things you could do. You can entrust or withdraw gil. So as you're sending them to sell things on the market, sell items, or then they will get money. And if you saw, I thought she had some. No, maybe she didn't. Let's go out. Oh, dang it. I hit the button too quick. My fault. Alright. Oh no, she's got 0 gil. She's got 15 inventory. Her job is pugilist level 2. So to send them on ventures at level 18, there will be a guy, I should say guy, there'll be a quest giver in each city that you can go to and talk to, and I forget the name of the quest. You can look it up, and you do the quest, and when you're done, you unlock ventures for them. And ventures basically is what they sound like. They go out and they do stuff. They do hunting, field exploration, and they get rewards, they get experience, and they level up from those. So I'm going to send her out to do the next one up. And if I go out, you'll see that her level probably went up to 3. Yeah, it did. Now, I haven't set up Jules as class yet, but if I go back to Angie-san and I go to her attributes and gear, I can go over here and I can see all the weapons that I can give her. Right now, I don't have any that she can get. I think level 5 will be the next one that I can give her, but that is why I'm holding on to all the monk items so that I can gear her up and give her better gear. Once I've leveled her up past that, I will sell that gear to get it off of out of my inventory. But anyways, that's retainers. You unlock those later on. Like I said, they're like banks. This is the market board. You can come over here. You can look up anything you want. So I can do a search and I can say what level and go down to the bottom here. Search. I'm looking for gladiator arms. I can right click. I can compare to my current item. See what it is. It looks like it's the same. Not as good. Bronze sword. Not as good. But if I was looking for better gear, I could go over here and I could find it. If I'm looking for material for crafting, I can come over here and I can find it. All those kind of things. So, alright, now I think I'm at the point where I'm rambling and I'm not really being very helpful. Let's see, is there anything that I missed? Nope, I think that is all that is going to be helpful for this basic guide. There's so much more to this game, like I said, but I'm not going to go into that here. What I've given you should get you started and get you through at least leveling up your first job all the way through max level. If you wanted to, just focus on that and do nothing else. You could do that with what I just given you. As for the other stuff, I'm going to try to make a lot more guides on the game on my channel, so look forward to that. If there's a particular guide that you would like to see and or a question that you have and you think I could be helpful with, just leave it down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer it. But anyways, until next video, take care. Bye bye now. Static Buzz out.